back to my YouTube channel. So today's video is going to be on my daily makeup routine. So everything that I use on a normal day. So on a day that we're going out to the park with the kids, going to see friends or family, or just to do a bit of shopping, or even just stay at home. So what I'll do is I'll talk you through everything that I use. I will also put it on the link below so you can see, and you can come back to it at a later date if you want to. But if you do have any questions or notice anything I might have missed, please just let me know, and I can either get back to you as soon as possible, or I can alter it. But yeah, here goes. Okay, so first of all, what we do is we actually start off with a moisturiser. This moisturiser I've been using a really long time. I've been using it since I was about 16 actually, and it's the Oil of Olay. Is that how? I'm not sure if that's how you say it. Yeah, you'd think I'd know how to say it by now, but I don't. So yeah, I use this one, and I actually use the normal to oily skin, the lightweight day fluid. So all I do is, obviously, just like normal moisturiser, just plonk a load on, and then just rub it in. So perfect, once that's all rubbed in. I then actually go to a primer. My primer that I use is a L'Oreal, and it's a mattifying primer. I've probably used this one about, not as long, probably about a year. I just love it. I get used to it really oily on my T-zone area, and this just seems to matte it all out, which is perfect. So again, I don't put too much. You don't actually need too much of this. So just a little bit, a little amount, which is all I've actually seems to have left. There we go. Just rub that in. Okay, once that's all in, I go to a powder next, which I know a lot of people say don't do a powder because it can make your foundation go on cakey. But I just use a clear powder, and I just find it really helps so the foundation doesn't slip and slide around throughout the day. I have read a few people say that that's what they do now, and I love it. It's brilliant. So the one that I actually go on to, it's a NARS powder, and it is a translucent crystal, and it's the light reflecting powder. So I just dab a little bit of that on all over my face, and it just really smooths everything out, and it even helps with closing out your pores, and everybody obviously is looking for that flawless. And then next we go on to the foundation. So the one that I use is a True Match L'Oreal one again, and it's a super blendable one, and I actually do 2 layers of this. So I do a first layer, and then again I go back to focusing on my nose region. So again I'll just dab a little bit more on my nose. It just makes me feel a little bit better. I don't even know if it really does anything, but to me it does. I actually use the 2N, don't know if you can see that, it's the vanilla one. Works really well, and rather than having like an orange pigment to it, it's actually got more of a pinky pigment, so it's actually a lot nicer, I think, personally. Sometimes when I've used old foundations and things, I find that I'm looking back and I look quite orange, which is obviously brilliant for my fake tan. But yeah, so this is the one I use. So I just do 2 squirts onto my brush, and I actually use the Spectrum brushes. So just this one here. I used to use my hands, and I used to get quite a nice finish, but I just find I really like these ones. And I actually don't even know if I use the right ones for the right thing, but this one is a CO3. So yeah, just use that one. Once that's all settled in, you're happy, what I will do next is then go on to another setting powder just to make sure I get this all nice and set. And I actually use a different one to the one that I've just used. It is a NARS one again, but it's actually the compact powder. So it's exactly the same. It's the translucent crystal, but it's a compact powder rather than the loose powder. Just seems to work for me. I just find it just makes it a little bit more flawless, really. So yeah, just dab a little bit of that. And the brush that you can see I'm using is actually from the WUNDERBROW section. So it's called Wonder 2. And yeah, I just dab it on there and then I just literally just like so. Perfect. Then I will go on to my contouring, and I now use one that I've got from Kiko. I really struggled for a long time to find a contour that didn't have a lot of shimmer in for the base contour, and this one is just perfect. So yeah, it's just like so, and I actually use this one. I don't really use this highlighter. I use a different highlighter, which you will see in a minute. And I just use this brush. I think it was like a real cheap one from like Primark, but works wonders. So yeah, literally just dab that in there like so. And then I actually start where my hairline changes. You can probably just see here. And I just dab going down like so. So next, once we've done the contouring, I then go to my blusher, and the blusher I use is lovely. I've actually heard that Meghan Markle, the one that's just wearing the prince, actually uses this one, and this is one that she wore on her wedding day. So it's actually the NARS, and it's called Orgasm, and it's amazing. It lasts so long. But yeah, it's just brilliant, and I actually don't even know if I use the right brush for this. I probably don't. It's just from the Body Shop, and it just seems to work. So yeah, literally, it's a nice pinky one, but you just need a tiny, tiny amount. So yeah, just literally, just above where you've contoured, just. We then go on to my eyelashes. Love eyelashes. I find it a lot easier than putting mascara on. So what I'll do next is just put some glue onto them and get them all nice and ready. So I'm using these ones at the moment. These are the Olay ones. And I believe these are 140. My favourite ones used to be 100, and I wore them all the time. And then I just found they weren't opening my eye enough. They weren't enough, basically. Obviously, you know what it's like when you get used to something. So yeah, I've gone for the 140 now. So stick a load of glue on that one there. So yeah, once the glue's all done, I actually use the same glue that comes with the packaging. Seems to work really well. To be honest, I've never used any other sort of glue. I don't know. Before I put my eyelashes on, I like to dry out the eyelids as much as possible. For me, it just doesn't tend to stick unless they're really dry. So I go on to another setting powder, but this one is a different one again. I actually use the one from New Look. Yeah, I used to use this as my overall setting powder, loved it. But then I found the NARS, and I just found that one was a little bit nicer for my whole face, as this one is quite drying, but perfect for my eyes. So yeah, I literally just dab that all over my eye like so, just to really make sure there's no oil or anything, because the eyelashes don't tend to stick very well if there is. Then I go on to trying to place my eyelashes. I try to turn the ends in as much as possible. Obviously everyone's eye shape is completely different, and I know they now do these in petite sizes. I do have to cut mine down, but I've tried the petite ones and they're just not big enough. They're not long enough for my eyelids, so yeah, I have to cut mine down. So yeah, what I do is just literally place on like so. Perfect. And then I just leave it. Don't faff with it. The more you play, the less they stick. So yeah, once those eyelashes are on, so yeah, eyelashes are all on. I then go back to my highlighting, and I use two different highlighters. So first of all, for my cheeks, I use a Ready highlighter. It's actually from the Body Shop. You can see I'm running quite low on it. But yeah, again, I've been using this one a really long time, and I tend to get loads of compliments on this one, which is really nice. But it's just got that red pigment in it, so it just adds to the blush. So I just brush my brush into that, and the brush that I'm using here is one from Kiko, and it's number 12, and it's just a fan brush, just a light fan brush. I find it really nice because you can do quite a thin line with it, and it doesn't really overpower what. Once I've done that one, I then go on to another highlighter, and this one's a strobe highlighter, and it's from Revolution. The light is just reflecting on it, but yeah, this one's really, really nice. Again, they do a pinker one in this, because I did find this one quite a shock when you first use it if you're not used to a highlighter. But they do a really good range actually at the moment. They have loads of stuff. They have really nice eyeshadows, like, yeah, really good. And then I just go over above my eyebrow and then down the side, just again putting some more on, and then I go down the bridge of my nose like so, and then just above and below my lip. We then go on back to my contour, and I use a different one. I use one that's got a bit more of a shimmer, so again it just highlights that area. And I actually use one from Gosh. It's really, really nice. It's called the Giant Sun Powder, and it's called 001. I didn't actually choose this one. My husband come home with it, and I wasn't 100% sure. You know what it's like. But I love it now. Yeah, I really love it. So you've got another brush. This one's from Spectrum, and this one is the CO1. And again, it's just a fan brush, but obviously you can tell that I fanned it a bit too much. That's all done, so we are almost done. We just need to do the eyebrows. I've actually had my eyebrows microbladed, and I've probably had them done about 4 months now, and it's amazing. I find once I've put makeup on, I do have to just top them up just because it's not quite enough. But yeah, as you can see, I just like that you've got the shape, and you just have to really just outline it with your brushes and your whatever you decide to use. At the moment is a MAC, and it's just an eyeshadow, but it's the one that suits my eyebrows the best. So I use that one, and the brow is called Wonder 2, and it's just got a slanted brush on the end and then just a mascara brush on the top. So literally just brush my eyebrows up like so, and then I just dip this one in, and not too much, and literally just brush my eyebrows in. So yeah, just keep brushing it in. There we go. Perfect. I then, just to define the eyebrows a little bit more, what I do is I just put a concealer on underneath, especially if you make a few mistakes or anything like that, this is perfect. This one's called Match Perfection by RIMMEL, and I actually use the ivory one, which is 010. So I don't like to put too much on, so I try to just dab it on my hand. And then literally just go like so and blend. Okay, so once that's all done, the next part is just the setting powder. So again, I use one from Revolution. It's called Pro Fix, and it seems to really work. It's really good. You only need a few little sprays, so it actually lasts a really long time, which is nice. So yeah, just give it a really good shake, and then just literally just spray all over your face. Just like so. And then I just wait for that one to dry. As you've noticed, I haven't done my mascara yet. I don't do it until I've used all my fixes, because they are like more of a water base. I just find it makes your mascara run, so I do leave that right to the end. So yeah, I just let this one dry for a little bit. Okay, so once that one's all dry, I then go on to a water mist. I use the one from Iconic London. It is so lovely. Smells beautiful, and it just gives you that extra bit of shimmer. When I first got it, I wasn't 100% sure. I was like, oh, I don't know about this, but that day I got a lot of compliments on it, so yeah, obviously it's doing good. So this one's actually quite a wet one, so I do try to move my hair out of the way as much as possible, just to not get your hair really wet. But yeah, give it a really good shake, and then just spray it all over your face. I actually used the original one. They've just brought out a new one, which I do have, and it's a more of a bronzy one. But yeah, they're amazing. So they start off like that, and then just give it a really good shake. They just look so cool. So yeah, just wait for that one to dry again. Okay, so once that one's dry, we then finally go on to the mascara. The mascara that I've been using is from Bourjois. I'm not really sure how you say this one, and it's called the Volume Glamour Ultra Care, and it's just a really nice one. It's got a really big brush, so it's just really good for blending in those eyelashes. So all I do is I start off with the top ones. It's all done, we are finished. So that is my daily makeup routine. That's like what I said I would do on just a normal day. So what I do now is just get dressed, get the kids up, get them dressed, go and have some breakfast, and then we'll just head out for the day. So yeah, that's everything. Like I said, I will link all of the products below. If you notice I miss anything, please just let me know. If you have any questions or anything you want to ask, I will try and answer them as best I possibly can. But yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys, and we'll see you in a few days. Have a nice day. Bye.